Ooh, I am here. I apologize for that delay. Ugh. Yes, I am. So, wanted to make absolutely sure I did this right. So I need a little bit. Need to change something up slightly. Let's see. Alright, here we go. I need to... At first, this sorting system doesn't make any sense. Like, why not let me sort by level? What is all this crap? That, and then... Okay. Tablet, I don't care. You to have, this really specific stuff you have to do to make this, what I'm about to do, work. And it's kinda dumb, but at the same time, prefer to do it than not. You still sick? That sucks, Lantius. I hope you feel better soon. That should fix up elements. One thing I'd like to fix about Nikki while I can, maybe. Gonna have to give up some defense for it. Quite a bit, actually. That brings him to 10, but... that's to 11, which is better. Yeah, want these two to have good stamina recovery. Kid, luckily, by default has 12, which is probably where all her stats go. Save. Today is not your day? Probably not a lot of people's day. There we go. That... Yeah, that restored our summon stars, which... I'm sure those do something. I just don't know what. Really, really not your day? I'm real sorry. I'm really, really sorry to hear that, then. Can't open the menu while you're on top of an area. Be slightly out of it. Let's run out into the water. I'll admit, this is the one thing I didn't look up that I probably should have. Where I'm actually going. But I thought they said the beach. So, you know, I was, No. No. Do I astral amulet to the other version of the beach? Oh, there's someone here. What? I know who you are. Okay, yeah, it's this version of the beach I had to be on. Let's save on this side. As you said, still sick. The meds that should arrive today didn't come, and you're like dying. The bus didn't come, and you needed to take a new bus to get home. Said bus crashed. Got home like a whole hour too late. Keyboard that arrived today didn't work. You need to return it. Now you probably got hacked too. Jesus Christ. That sounds like a shit day. New species is about to be born on this planet. An alien life form even more evolved than the old Lavos. At the darkness beyond time, the weakened Scala came under the influence of Lavos, and the two became one entity. It is now up to you, the one whom the frozen flame has chosen as its arbiter. You did say that. You alone can decide how the new Lavos, which has encaged Scala within it, will evolve from here. Your actions will determine whether in the future all time is devoured by Lavos, sending the world into everlasting death. Balthasar foresaw this was going to happen in his world in the year 2300. He was determined to prevent it from happening no matter what it took. CHRONO Cross. It alone can combine the sounds of the planet 6 types of elements produce. The melody and harmony that brim within all life forms. Use the song of life to heal her enmity and suffering. We entreat you, Sergei. Please save Scala. For even angels lose their way. 10 years ago, you died at this very spot. There's no mistake. You drowned. The truth is, this world in which you are still alive is the irregularity. This is the false reality. 10 years ago, it was Lynx who tried to kill you at this beach. After Prometheus broke the link between fate and the flame, fate tried to eliminate any obstacle that stood in its way. In the meantime, the 6 dragons had sent Harla forth to try and gain possession of the flame. Harla made contact with Fate's biological incarnation, Lynx, and tricked him into temporarily joining forces. The elimination of the Prometheus Circuit's lock on the frozen flame was everyone's top priority. Lynx and Harla abducted Luca, who alone could release the Prometheus lock that guarded the flame. But the whole attempt only ended in failure. Then, they just waited for you to appear instead. You see, Fate calculated that you would one day cross the dimensions and try to make contact with the flame. I don't know how to break this to you, but Lynx was actually your father, Wazuki. What? Drawing closer to the flame caused him to become unstable, and the image of you dying in terror changed him completely. Finally, after having his psyche totally eroded, then at that point it's not him, it's just wearing his skin. He lost his soul, furthering my point, was easily integrated by Fate. Fate turned Wazuki into a biological interface, modeling him after your worst fear at the time, Panther. Although Wazuki managed to escape from Chronopolis with you, he later completely succumbed to Fate. Humans are such fragile, disjointed, imperfect things. Love and hate, life and death. Perhaps even Fate itself dreamed of using the flame to someday reincarnate itself into a new species. Quite sad, really. Like when you gaze into the flame gazes back into you. So it didn't have his soul or his mind, and it wasn't biologically him anymore. So what narratively is the purpose of it being Sergei's death? Finally made it, Sergei. When did this tale all begin? Was it 10 years ago when you almost drowned here? Or was it 14 years ago when you were wounded by that panther demon that attacked you, resulting in you being carried to Chronopolis, where you came into contact with Fate, the frozen flame? Or perhaps it was even 2,400 years in the future, when the time crash hurled Chronopolis back to prehistoric times. Or even it could have been 12,000 BC, when an ancient magical kingdom met its end after trying to use Lavos. Each is close to being correct, and yet at the same time so far from the right answer. Wait, it's 100 BC? What? No, that's news. The true beginning was during the destruction of the ancient kingdom of Zeal. As the palace collapsed around her, Princess Scala was sucked into a dimensional vortex along with the Lavos Mammon machine. Scala and Lavos became unified into one even more powerful entity that would evolve into the Devourer of Time. Filled with the hatred and sadness of Lavos, half of Scala's mind became set on destroying all of existence. Yet at the same time, the other half of her mind desired to save the universe and to be rescued herself. As Scala fell through the time gate in this condition, she heard your crying echoing through time. That is when her story and yours began to intertwine. It was also when the past and the future began to intersect, and when the world became divided into two. Led by the pitiful crying of young Sergei, made as the Panther Demon's poison took hold of him. Princess Scala traveled 10,000 years in time to try and make contact with this dimension. This caused a raging magnetic storm that resulted in Fate's system malfunction, which led Sergei to the frozen flame. Yes, Sergei. The sound of your crying touched the heart of Princess Scala. Before the destructive mindset could become dominant, she cloned herself and sent her copy into this dimension. Okay. Scala left her baby daughter clone with her ancient pendant possessing magical power. Kid? This was to safeguard her daughter clone in life and death situations. The pendant would rewind time a little, sending her daughter clone into a safer point in the immediate past. That's right, Kid is Scala's daughter clone. What the fuck does that even mean? Yes, that's right, Kid, if that's how you feel. I think Princess Scala would have wanted it to be that way, too. Now about Project Kid, time control project Balthazar planned out. The whole project existed to lead you to this one special point in time. The founding of Chronopolis, the time crash, and the battle between Fate and the Dragon Gods. It was all coordinated so that you would get your hands on the Chrono Cross and come to this place. Of course, Kid was not to know anything about this whole plan until later, when all this will finish. Further in the future, Kid is meant to travel back 10 years in time from now to save Sergei from drowning. And then, Kid was also meant to call Sergei into the other world as he spoke with Lena here on Opasa Beach. You're our last hope, our final chance. Only you, who came into contact with Scala and Kid, Scala's clone daughter, can do it. In the darkness that exists on the other side of time, Scala has been integrated with the Devourer of Time. Please, Sergei, release Princess Scala from the binds of that monster and her own hatred. Show us, the life forms that exist on this planet, what our new future will be. Okay. Need to recompress that into my brain. Then, why the hell was Luca taking care of Kid? How was that the past or present? Can I use it here? No? Do I use the Chrono Cross here? No. Do I use the Time Egg here? No beginning and no end to the darkness of time. Okay. Final gate, which leads to the darkness of time. Looks like this is finally it. Come on. May the song of truth by the magical dreamers be known. Come on, Sergei, me mate. You don't want to keep the girl waiting any longer. She's been waiting for you and only you. For over 10,000 years, I might add. The world's gonna be destroyed, then let it be destroyed. History is gonna be changed, then let it bloody well be changed. Show you what radical dreamers really dream about. Okay. Bah! My main question is, why is she blonde now? Scala had blue hair. Carnivore. Ow. Alright, now... I think I've done this right. Just have to wait until... yeah, like this. Okay, now I think I can do this. Fireball. Then... turn green. Then... And gravity blow. Then photon ray. Then Chrono Cross. I think I did it. You have to use elements in a specific order and then Chrono Cross to get that to work. And the order, there are a few ways to get a hint at the order. One is by going by tone, which is really hard, but another is they'll literally light up in that order in a few places in the game. And I actually did take note of a time it happened. So doing it this way, I defy you, Lavos. I defy whatever setup you attempted to make to force me to make a decision. And instead, I use the Chrono Cross to break every attempt Lavos made to just keep its hold on this planet. And I separated the two instead of killing them together. That also insta-killed Lavos in the process, I understand. So you kinda get to skip the fight. I've been waiting an eternity, just for this very moment. Meaninglessly hurting one another, the disappearing life forms. The words that become deleted, the thoughts that become buried, the pool of cells that slowly evaporate, the echoes of consciousness that slowly fade. Love to hate, hate to love. Why are we born? Why do we die? Evolution. The survival of the fittest. What is there to be achieved from harming one another? Killing one another? The eggs that we call planets, and the innumerable spermatozoa which gather around these that we call life forms. When one of those countless seeds inseminates a planet, a new universe is born. But until that occurs, hundreds of millions of years will pass, and innumerable life forms will be born, then die. That is the be-all and end-all. Everything exists for that one moment, all so that the universe can evolve to the next dimension. Does that make us all just pawns? Are each of our short lives nothing but a cheap sacrifice, just so the one chosen life form can be born? No, that is not the case. Each and every one of us has a chance of becoming that one chosen life form which inseminates a planet. Yes, it could be you. genes and environment. Each of us tries to do his best under the limited conditions we are each dealt. Each life form that attempts to eke out a decent life for itself forms a link in the golden chain that leads to the creation of a new universe. If one link is missing, there will be no future. There is no such thing as a useless life form, no such thing as a pawn. Every single thing in the whole of nature is perhaps just dreaming a dream of life. All of them are also perhaps nothing more than a dream dreamt by the planet before it is born. Oh, but yes. Eventually all dreams will return to Zervan, the Sea of Dreams. Fuck, what is that? You've not mentioned that before. Odd. Sergei, don't go yet, Sergei. It's alright. Everything is alright. Time, which has been divided, will be unified again now. The time for farewells has come. You will lose all memory of this whole adventure and return to your own time. But this time you will be able to live your own life. Sergei, I must say that was a rockin' gig. Hope to jam with you again sometime. You're always welcome with us, the Magical Dreamers. We alone do not have the power to heal the world's woes or to solve all its mysteries. And yet, even then, it was bloody good knowing you, mate. Thanks for being born you, Sergei. Guess now's the time to say, see you later, mate, but I'll find you. Sometime, somewhere. I'm bloody sure of it. No matter the time period, no matter the world you live in, I'll find you. You just suddenly switched to the accent I knew her to speak in. I'm sure. I am sure I will find you. Oh. I suppose you normally get 2 lines, but I had Kid with me, and she got her line then. Hey, at least I got my MVP, Nick. Sergei. Sergei? Hey, Sergei! Oh, damn. Okay. You alright? What's the matter? Oh, God. Scare me like that. Just passed out all of a sudden. Huh? What? Terra Tower? Fate? What are you talking about? We just got here. Got some Komodo dragon scales for me. Don't you remember? All the way back here. The very beginning. Sound confused. Come on, Sergei. Get with the program. Our summer's just started. Now, instead of being pulled across time for all the weirdness to start happening, Sergei just lived out his life. Thus, the curtain closes on another tale. An eternity has passed. Fleeting dreams fade into the distance. All that is left now is me and my memories. Who are you? But I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, you and I. Another place, another time. Just that we might not realize that you are you, and I am me. Let us open the door to the great unknown, come across another reality, and live another today. Even when the story has been told, life goes on. Until we meet again, take care of yourself, my friend. Forever yours, Scala Kid Zeal. There she is. just one question left. I actually didn't have the dog with me at that point in the game, even though I could have. Going to my own grave. It's gray and corrupted because I guess it's disappearing. Meeting Kid. I'm not entirely... Oh yeah, them leaving flowers. A normal school with curtains? I'm presuming this is supposed to look like this, considering only some parts are black and white painted. Scala backing up off that ledge. But yeah, Scala, but Kid, whatever. Feeding the water dragon, the bastard. I really expected you to figure out you could have gotten the dog early on. I did not. I think I was already Lynx when I got the dog. Speaking of, Lynx stealing my body. A school again. That kid at a school in the further future of here. In Lynx's body, in the crack between time, finding the Masamune. Getting the Einlanzer from that ghost. Alone at a swimming pool, oh no. The ruins of Chrono Trigger. Killed by this game's nonsense retcons. Be unsure what that was. Thing flying over. Carla crying at the side of the boat. Still not totally clear what Carla was. Walking past a window. That's live action stuff there. Yes, the salamander, and being reborn back into my real person body. Yeah, this is a real actor. It's not a 3D model at all. Opening the fate gate. Reaching fate. Time Eater awakening. Just looks over balconies, huh? Terra Tower. Yeah, finding the UFO. Lynx in the burning house. Lying on up in a boat. Walking along train tracks. Some real art house stuff here. Kid on a sailboat, sailboating across. What a crosswalk. Not adhering to the boundaries of said crosswalk. Holding rosary beads? Got the bow, turning around. I will find you, even if I have to search the world over. Sometime, somewhere. I'm sure. Fin. Yeah, I got one right here. Covered a fin with my fin. Save game, go for it. What does that read now? I'm curious. It's now in yellow. Show it's complete, I presume. So that was Chrono Cross. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have had anywhere near as many issues with the combat as I did if I'd figured out how it actually worked a little sooner. Because, switching loud. Switching characters basically whenever the hell you feel like it changes the combat immensely. And I could make Sergei a very, very hard carry by just switching to him whenever he was full instead of having to cycle every time. Felt like it essentially doubled my effectiveness. The story, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it does too much to tear down the optimism of Chrono Trigger in order to set itself up. Like, and there's one more question I had that I feel like it was weird. And that's that Luca Luca implied that Janus was around, but I never saw him. Or at least I don't think I ever saw him. And so, if Kid is sort of the reincarnation of one of the only people Janus ever gave a shit about, you know? Jesus! Dog is freaking out, knocking shit over for no reason. I suppose there's simply some things I don't know. I mean, there were characters who seemed like they'd be tied to Chrono Trigger stuff who I couldn't end up recruiting. Like, what's his name? Because he's only on another path. And then there's also Pierre. That's a name of a Chrono Trigger character. Maybe I have to play the game again to find out everything, because there is still the whole other path to take. But that is going to do it for Chrono Cross. At least for now. I'll definitely come to do a New Game Plus in it at some point, because there is some cool New Game Plus stuff you can do. One example is it's apparently possible to just bring over all your old save companions to a new save. And bring over all your equipment, too. Though you can't do it right away, you have to unlock the ability. But I will finish Chrono Cross. I'm going to stop this recording for YouTube here. As always, thank you so much for coming if you came. If you didn't come, you don't get a thank you. Bye-bye, YouTube.